Hi everyone, this is Bethany Lainen, and I will be doing a report on my community in words and pictures. I hope that you enjoy. Thanks for listening. So, what do I mean when I say my community? Where exactly am I talking about? Well, where I'm talking about is where I live right now. My community is a city known as Cedar Rapids in Iowa in the United States, and the population count is 135,502 people. On the left, you can see a picture of some of the attractions in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So, first, I'm going to discuss the demographics of the city, just to give you an idea of what kind of people live there. And so, as you can see, the majority race is white people with 84.69%, followed by Black or African American people, two or more races, Asian, some other race, American Indian and Alaskan Native, and Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islander. And then I have it broken down in another graph on the right. In this graph, you can see the Cedar Rapids median age. The median age in Cedar Rapids, Iowa is 35.8, with the majority of men being 34.8 and the median being 37 for females. Quality of life. It's important to discuss information such as education, crime, poverty, because they all go into what makes a community good or bad, or somewhere in between. So as you can see on the left, there's a chart of over 25 education, meaning those who are over 25, what their education looks like, how far they have advanced in school. And so less than ninth grade is pretty small, whereas the majority seem to have gone to at least high school and graduated, followed by a bachelor's degree. On the right, you'll see a Cedar Rapids educational attainment by sex of people over 25, and as you can see, it's fairly equal across the board. Now, these next charts have to do with different crimes in the city. The first chart shows that Cedar Rapids, for the most part, has been less than the U.S. average when it comes to arson, assaults, auto thefts, burglaries. Now, burglaries, actually, it shows that they are higher than the national average, which is interesting to note. In addition, thefts per 100,000 population also is increasingly larger than U.S. average. Rapes are pretty much on par with the U.S. average, with a little higher in some cases. For robberies, it is less than the national average in the U.S. And for murders, it's considerably less, except for in 2014. Now, in this next chart, you can see the Cedar Rapids poverty by race. And the highest poverty by race is Islanders, with Black being the second highest. The overall poverty rate is 11.62%. Here you can see the religion adherence in 2010, with the majority of people having no religion, followed by Catholic, then mainline Protestant, evangelical Protestant, other, Orthodox, and Black Protestant. Here's an overview of important institutions in my community, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Cedar Rapids is home to Orchestra Iowa, the Paramount Theater, Theater Cedar Rapids Opera Theater, and Brucemore, a National Trust historic site, among others. Cedar Rapids is also home to the Cedar Rapids Museum of Art, the Cedar Rapids Ceramic Center, Legion's Art CSPS Hall, the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library, the African American Historical Museum, Kirkwood Community College's Iowa Hall Gallery, and the legendary Grantwood Studio at 5 Turner Alley. Some of the top employers in Cedar Rapids include Collins Aerospace, Transamerica, St. Luke's Hospital, Cedar Rapids Community School District, Hy-Vee, a grocery store, Nordstrom Direct, Mercy Medical Center, City of Cedar Rapids, Four Oaks, and Quaker Oats. Some of the colleges in or near Cedar Rapids are the University of Iowa, Coe College, Mount Mercy University, and Kirkwood Community College. So now that we've looked at the demographics of Cedar Rapids, and now that we have looked at the quality of life characteristics, what are the qualities of a good community in general? A good community offers residents a safe place to live, offers access to those goods and services necessary to sustain residents at a level acceptable to them. There must be relationships of character that bind the people together. There must be a community of values and goals that help residents pull together. It must be a place where people are treated as whole persons and where the day-to-day relationships are highly predictable. It has a recognized place within the social structure for each member, provides sufficient opportunities for growth and fulfillment, and is homogeneous enough to prevent conflict between neighbors, but heterogeneous to create some diversity. So the big question here is Cedar Rapids a good community? Well, based on the information presented, it is reasonable to assume Cedar Rapids is moderately safe. There can be improvements, such as with burglaries and theft, but Cedar Rapids has a crime rate comparable or less than the national average. The poverty rate shows that improvement is needed to make sure people get the goods and services they need. It's on par with the national average, showing that a bigger issue is at hand. It is no surprise that poverty rate is higher for people of color, probably due to systemic racism. Residents have common goals and, in my experience, seem to get along fairly well. However, that is coming from the perspective of a white female. Homogeneous yet diverse, Cedar Rapids is predominantly white. However, it is more diverse than Iowa as a whole. I have personally met a great deal of people here from a variety of backgrounds, but I do believe that more steps can be taken to make it more diverse. So, is Cedar Rapids a good community? My answer, just like most communities, it's a work in progress. And here are the references for everything that I showed in pictures, graphs, and information. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.